Picture a dimly lit bar, the air thick with anticipation. A woman, composed and elegant, locks eyes with a man who exudes trouble. A leather jacket, a sly grin, a vibe that screams danger. She knows he's wrong for her, yet her heart races, her mind clouded with desire. Why do women fall for the bad boy, the rebel who defies all reason? Through the lens of Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory, we'll dive into the unconscious forces driving this magnetic attraction, peeling back the layers of the female psyche to reveal why the bad boy is so irresistible. The id's rebellion. Primal desires unleashed. Freud's model of the psyche, id, ego, and superego, offers a powerful framework for understanding the bad boy's allure. The id, the seat of primal instincts, craves pleasure, instant gratification, and raw passion. The bad boy, with his reckless charm and defiance of norms, speaks directly to this untamed force. He represents a break from the constraints of civilized life, a chance to indulge desires that society and the superego, the moral conscience, demands women suppress. Take Mia, a 30-year-old graphic designer. She's in a stable relationship with Ethan, a methodical software engineer who embodies reliability. But at a music festival, she meets Dylan, a tattooed drummer with a carefree attitude. Dylan's bold flirtations and unpredictable energy ignite something in Mia. She feels a rush she can't explain, a pull toward him despite knowing he's unreliable. Freud would argue that Dylan awakens Mia's ID, stirring her unconscious desire for excitement and pleasure. Her attraction isn't just about Dylan's looks. It's about the liberation of her repressed instincts, a rebellion against the superego's insistence on duty and propriety. The bad boy becomes a conduit for Mia's deepest, most forbidden urges. The pleasure principle. Chasing the high. Freud's pleasure principle posits that humans are driven to seek pleasure and avoid pain, often at the expense of reason. The bad boy embodies this principle in its rawest form. His dangerous aura, his disregard for rules, offers a thrill that feels like an escape from the mundane. For women trapped in routine or emotionally unfulfilling relationships, the bad boy is a siren call, promising a fleeting but intense high. Consider Lauren, a 35-year-old lawyer engaged to Greg, a gentle school teacher. Greg's predictability soothes her, but it also bores her. At a friend's party, she meets Jake, a motorcycle-riding entrepreneur with a history of trouble. Jake's stories of reckless adventures and his intense gaze make Lauren feel alive in a way she hasn't in years. Freud would see this as the EID overpowering the ego, the rational mediator of the psyche. Lauren's attraction to Jake is less about love and more about the pleasure principle at work. Her unconscious craving for excitement overriding her superego's warnings about fidelity and stability. The bad boy's danger is his allure, a temporary escape from the constraints of her disciplined life. Repressed desires, the unconscious at play. Freud believed that much of human behavior is driven by repressed desires buried in the unconscious. For women, societal expectations, be the good wife, the dutiful partner, can bury desires for passion, adventure, or even rebellion. The bad boy, with his defiance of convention, becomes a symbol of these repressed urges, a figure who allows women to reconnect with parts of themselves they've suppressed. Enter Sophie, a 28-year-old nurse. Her boyfriend Tom is a steady paramedic, but their life together feels monotonous. When Sophie meets Ryan, a charismatic patient with a criminal past and a knack for poetry, she's drawn to his intensity. Ryan notices her quirks, makes her laugh, and stirs feelings she didn't know she had. Freud would argue that Sophie's attraction stems from unconscious repression. Her ID harbors desires for passion and freedom, buried under years of practicality and social expectations. Ryan, the bad boy, acts as a catalyst, bringing these repressed feelings to the surface. Her attraction isn't just to him, but to the version of herself she glimpses through him. Bold, alive, unrestrained. The Oedipal echo, seeking the forbidden father. Freud's Oedipal complex, though controversial, offers another lens. In its symbolic form, it suggests women may be drawn to men who echo traits of a powerful, authoritative figure, like a father, while also defying those same figures. The bad boy, with his rebellious streak and commanding presence, fits this mold. He's both a protector and a rule breaker, a paradox that taps into deep, unconscious conflicts. For Mia, Lauren, and Sophie, the bad boy represents a symbolic rebellion against the superego's authority, which Freud likened to the internalized father figure. Dylan's defiance of societal norms, Jake's dangerous charisma, and Ryan's poetic rebellion all evoke a forbidden allure, a chance to challenge the rules imposed by their upbringing or partners. Freud would see their attraction as a projection of unresolved Oedipal desires, a pull toward a figure who is both powerful and untamed, offering a taste of freedom from the psyche's constraints. The cultural mirror, amplifying the fantasy. Freud also recognized the role of culture in shaping desire. The bad boy archetype, think James Dean or modern-day rebels in music and film, is glorified as the ultimate masculine ideal. This cultural narrative seeps into the unconscious, amplifying the bad boy's appeal. A 2023 study from the Journal of Social Psychology found that media exposure to rebellious male characters increases women's attraction to risk-taking men, especially in their 20s and 30s. For Mia, Lauren, and Sophie, the bad boy isn't just a man. He's a fantasy fueled by cultural images of rebellion and desire, resonating with their unconscious drives. This is only half the story. The bad boy's allure is powerful. But what happens when the thrill fades? In Part 2, we'll explore the psychological fallout of chasing these desires, the role of Freud's death drive, and how men can navigate this dynamic to understand women's unconscious motivations. If this Freudian dive into the bad boy's seduction has you intrigued, don't miss Part 2. Subscribe to our channel for more raw insights into the psychology of attraction. Drop a comment below. Have you seen a bad boy steal the show? Or are you wondering how to channel that energy without the chaos? Like, share, and hit that bell icon to stay tuned for our next video.